Hello, my name's Eric Dunn with Priefert Ranch Equipment. I've grew up around horses and now have kids that are starting to ride and compete. So safety and quality is very important to me when it comes to round pens and equipment for myself, my animals, and my kids. Today we're going to be talking about Priefert's utility round pen. And the reason we're going to talk about that is because of the safety and quality that it offers that none of our competitors do. I'm standing in front of one of the most common types of round pens we compete against in the marketplace. We're going to talk about some of the design differences between our panel and their panel when we talk about the connection, the leg, and the support system in the middle. This is a typical type of pen connection. Some of the safety concerns that we have with this type of connection is what we call a leg trap area. From this point down to where this pin's connected, that's what you can consider your leg trap area, where you funneled that leg down into this and they can't get out of it. 60% of your animal's weight's on their front legs, so if they was to jump on top of this panel, they can't lift themselves back off. They have to slide off of it one way or another. And what happens is they slide into this, try to pull out, and for one, they're caught. Two is they have this sharp edge right here that's going to cut their leg up pretty good. And when you pull in on it, it just tightens that connection that much more. It's a very loose connection, so you have a lot of rattling that's going to startle the animal that much more and make them panic trying to get out. And when they're caught, they don't have any other way of getting out except for taking the panels down, if you can get them down, and try to get them out. Either way it goes, they're going to have a good injury and hopefully not have to put an animal down. Probably the greatest feature that the Priefert utility panel has is our patent end piece. With the oval end piece, or quadriform as we call it, you can chain your panels together straight and you have no wiggle room. But then you can also chain them together straight, making a round pen. And as you pull it around, making your radius, you just tighten your chains that much more and made it that much tighter of a connection where nothing is going to get in between these two panels. With the fishhook design, the big safety point of this is if a horse gets on top of a panel, they can't pick themselves up and come off of it. They have to fall off of it. So they're going to have to go one way or the other. When they get down to the end, this is going to wing them off of that panel. Not only does it serve as a wing and gets them off, it also adds more strength to this top rail. Priefert's chain connector has two great benefits. Number one is being safety. Safety is that you get a tight connection where you don't have any gap in between your panels to cause a leg trap or for anybody to get something in between the two panels to get hurt. The second part is the versatility of the chain. With that, you can make a 3- or 4-way connection if you need to. You can chain up to an existing structure that you need to chain up to, or even if you're going in a valley or over a hill, you can still chain the panels together. The common type of panel usually has a leg similar to this one. And what I call this is a mud leg panel. The leg, it has a half moon leg on it, but the straight leg of the panel actually sticking down that much. And what that does is it causes that panel to stick. It does not slide on the ground. Like if I had my little kid was on a horse in a round pen, they ran into the fence for some reason, I want my panels to move, not the panel to stick in the ground and my kid's leg take up the impact or her favorite horse getting hurt. The other part of that is portability. With the mud leg and that straight leg sticking down an inch below there, you have to pick the panel entirely up to carry it wherever you want to go. One of the other great features of a Priefert panel is the J-leg. With the J-leg, it has two great benefits. Number one, safety, to where there's not a straight leg part of that panel that can stick in the ground. Because if my horse runs into this, especially with my kid on it or myself, I want this panel to slide on the ground. I want it to take up the impact and move away versus my kid's leg or my animal, whichever may it be, getting hurt. The other great benefit of that is that it makes it portable, a true portable, because one person can hold this panel up and slide it on the ground and go wherever they need to. So this makes it a lot easier and it's safer. The Z-brace stay is a common type of stay that we compete against in other common types of panels. One of our concerns is safety. With this being welded on top, you have a chance of being sharp edges, maybe a piece of welding wire sticking out, and you take a chance of your animal, whether it be a horse or cow, either one, getting scratched or cut on that. Plus it has the blunt edge on it on both sides. With the animal, they kick through a panel by accident, and when they retract their leg, they're gonna probably roll their hide up on this blunt edge. With my kids, if they're riding around the round pen and their arm gets through there, and that's a very blunt edge for them to get hurt on, it's a good place for a stirrup to get caught on and cause a wreck with their horse, or even worst case scenario, their kneecap catching on there and having a knee injury for the rest of their life. When we talk about quality with the Z-brace, when the tubing runs through the Z-brace stay, you have two pieces of metal close together. You get what they call a Faraday cage in powder coating. And basically that is, if you get two pieces of metal too close together, it repels the paint. And the problems you're going to end up with having that is you're going to have thin paint or no paint at all in these areas. One of the benefits of Priefert's panels is this continuous one-piece stay. As we showed before, there's no Faraday cage in this type of stay because you don't have two pieces of metal too close together repelling the powder like happens in the Z-brace stay in some of our competition. With here, you get a good paint coverage all the way around. Having this one-piece continuous stay in this panel ties all 6 rails together, so it makes it stronger vertically and horizontally. The safety point of this being number one is there's no sharp edges on the top or bottom rail where that other type of stay connects, and there's no blunt edges for an animal's leg, my kid's arm, or a saddle stirrup to hang up on. As a dad, this is very crucial to me. It's very important to me because it only takes one time for a kid to get hurt, an animal to get hurt, or just for them to get scared because they nearly got hurt, and you might lose your opportunity of them becoming an equestrian for the rest of their life. Thank you for being with us today. As you can tell, Priefert's #1 feature is safety. Behind me here is my 2 greatest assets, and safety is always #1 when I'm trying to decide what kind of product to buy. If you have more questions about Priefert products, visit us at priefert.com and see our great product line.